I think that landowners are a part of the solution, and private landowners really want to know that they are making a difference if they are going to the expense, frankly, of implementing a standard and the expense of getting a third-party audit to demonstrate that they've met that standard. Many landowners and family forest owners have been managing their forests well, generation to generation, and they need some assurance that by taking this extra step, by opening their doors to a third-party audit, they're going to be able to participate more actively in the marketplace, that their products will be recognized and accepted. And I think that's what's so important, is letting landowners know and land managers know that there are brand owners and brand managers that are much further down the supply chain from them that really, really want certified forest products.
One of the concerns that sometimes people have about becoming certified through a group is, what if there is a bad actor in the group, or what happens if somebody in the group that they're involved with doesn't do the right thing? Can that affect their certification? The answer to that is no. The system is set up to look for systematic flaws with a group. So if you have, let's say you have a group of 100 landowners, and one of those is doing something wrong, the group manager will find that out in their internal auditing. So the group manager watches over the group, does some internal auditing. Typically the group manager will deal with that member, and if they're doing egregious things that don't meet the standard, they'll be kicked out. If the only problem would occur is if that 90 out of 100 people in a group were doing the same wrong thing, and then what that tells the certifying body then is that there's something systematically wrong with that group, and something has to be done. But typically, in most situations, the group members are doing the right thing. They're out there practicing good forestry. For family forests, I mean, that's critically important. You're following the management plan. If you do that, you're going to be okay. And if there's a member that goes AWOL, so to speak, it won't affect the group, and it certainly won't affect other individual members of the group that are doing the right thing.
Well, one of the concerns that landowners have is, when you sell timber, often it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, particularly for hardwood trees. And so you want to make sure you do it right. You only have one chance to do it right. And there are a lot of concerns, am I getting the most value? Is this a reputable company? Is this someone I can trust? And when you are working with forest certification, you have a third element there. You have an independent consultant who is looking over our shoulder, and the landowner has some assurances of the services that we provide and the reputation that we have based on our ability to continue to achieve the forest management certification third party. So for a lot of landowners, that gives them confidence to be able to work with us, to have someone looking over our shoulders. Also for certification, we're putting everything in the management plan. If you sell your timber to the highest bidder, you just get the revenue. You just get the money for that. When you're working for forest management certification, you get a management plan, and it's got everything spelled out in it: the resources, the timber value and volume, and even what we plan to do. So there's no mystery when it's certified.
Specifically related to costs, I mean, certainly FSC certification is not for everyone, and certainly FSC certification outside the group certification context, it is very expensive for an individual landowner. So for your typical family forest owner under 2,400 acres, it often does not make sense for you to be certified individually. But in joining a group certificate, as I mentioned, spreading those costs out across a wide range of landowners in that certificate, some of those costs can come down considerably. What we've recognized, especially when it comes to family forest certification, that many of our American family forest owners are already managing at a pretty high level. And the gap between the way they're managing and what FSC requires is relatively small. And certainly, that's something we're trying to encourage more and more to come learn a little bit about the standard, meet with the group manager and understand exactly what that gap is, if there's a gap at all.